All right, Mike and Dave back 2024. This is your initial podcast, gamecast, not game pod. We have Mike Harrison. Say hi. Snack time. We are and Mike, you say hi.
Whoop, whoop.
Alex Cora Center for kids who can't read good and want to learn how to do things well too. Entering year 6 since we've been charting. That's probably when Tom just got out of his winning spirit, winning without the money on the line.
Yeah, league name still not getting any shorter.
It's rolling off the tongue though. So Mike and I just wanted to get it off our backs, get the first one going, get you guys amped up if you are not already for the season.
Yeah, the people have been clamoring for the pod, so
That
You're the
person. Yeah.
you're the people out there.
Last year we took a break. I mean, I think we were all busy. Mike and I tried, and then my job didn't. The summer took me. So I'm excited this year. Mike and I have been talking. We'll try and get some out there. I talked to Lute and Keith. They were involved. They want to try and get involved in the pod. Adam was excited. So, Lute said he wasn't too excited about the fantasy this year yet. So I think we're gonna have to try and get under his skin a little.
Yeah, I think now football's over. It's everybody hits once football ends. It's then the clock starts on fantasy baseball.
It did for me. I feel like it's baseball season. Even the weather here. I know you're in Florida. It's nice, and it changed a little here. We're feeling the baseball weather, getting the T-ball emails.
Yeah, I won't be complaining about weather.
No, you shouldn't. Jersey just got snow, so I'm sure
A
they're
lot.
yeah. All right, so what we'll do, just a little rundown, Jim Halpert style. We will do a little recap of last year because really, I gotta look and see kind of how it went down. I want to go through the keeper spreadsheet, and then maybe I guess let's kick it off with: do we have any topics that we want to discuss Major League Baseball wise? That's kind of worth mentioning.
Yeah, let's do it.
Go for it. You go number one. I'm putting you on the spot.
I mean, I guess the biggest story's got to be Ohtani to the Dodgers.
He is on his computer or phone, probably.
Yeah, Ohtani to the Dodgers, the inevitable Dodgers.
Yeah,
But
now you got.
They win.
I just hope they don't win, but you got Mookie Betts leading off MVP, Freddie Freeman second MVP. I guess Ohtani slots in 3.
Yeah, I guess that's he can hit wherever he wants.
Yeah, MVP. So 3 straight MVPs, and then they got Will Smith and I had him last year on my team. Who's the guy who plays everywhere? Second baseman.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Jada Pinkett Smith. Who's that? Oh,
Will Smith.
No, the cat. Who? Yeah, he goes by.
Turner?
Who am I thinking of? He hits
Enrique.
bombs. He's a mad person. He gets mad at Madison Bumgarner. Why can't I think of this guy? Anyway, they got a lineup.
Joe Kelly.
Joe Kelly's back. No, Dodgers are scary. Ohtani, I saw a stat. It was like he had 21 swings, 10 home runs in batting practice. Like, okay, he's recovering.
I don't need that much in-depth stats.
You're gonna get it. That's what you get on this podcast.
And I guess the other big one would have to be Juan Soto.
The newly in our league will be a free agent, but yeah, a Yankee now.
Disgusting.
Probably going to be great there, right? So if you're picking early, you get the first pick. Juan Soto, you think he goes first like that? Because he's available, he'll be out there.
I mean, if he's available, he'll probably be the best available.
Yeah. Interesting. Would you
Might
pick
get-
Juan Soto?
What's Juan Soto?
Exactly. What's Juan Soto?
Juan Soto.
It's so funny. I can't believe we didn't think of that before. I know it's stupid. Juan Soda. It landed. Stupid. I said the bad word. Yeah. Okay.
It's R-rated pod.
So we have a lot of free agents out there that aren't signed yet. Reigning Cy Young, Blake Snell, must be asking for too much money. I think he's a Scott Boras guy.
Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a good year last year. I would probably wait for something too. And with pitchers anymore, why not wait a month into the season then sign with a team?
Crazy that happens, but yeah, I just find that so nuts because you still have. Is Verlander on the? Is he signed right now? Like he's not a free agent, right? He still has one more year with the Astros.
Signed. Yep.
Scherzer's out there still, and
And
then
Max.
Jordan Montgomery. There's still some really good players out.
This
Ryan
just
Howard.
in a nutshell, this is still just saying how Major League Baseball has an issue. I'm on ESPN, the website, and I want to find the MLB. Like, just click on the MLB. No, you have to go to a secondary drag down menu. It's NBA, NFL, NCAA men's, NCAA women's, NHL soccer, and then the three dots to get to MLB. Not even a top 6 sport right now.
I guess those ones you named was NFL in there.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say they're all in season, but no, you're right. NFL's not in season anymore.
And then you got now
Swift.
Caitlin Clark at NCAA women's basketball is even higher than MLB right now.
You know, that hurts to say, hurts to hear. So yeah, there's some storylines there. I mean, tell me why we should be excited about Sean Manaea and the Mets this year. Manaea.
Who said we should be excited about it?
Who's the Mets?
Amen, brother.
He's just killing it. Mets are another team. Papa's favorite team. And Mike's favorite team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Braves. What's your favorite team?
Wait.
I'm upset it took
Is
it.
it baseball or football?
Baseball.
Braves.
Braves. Who's your favorite player?
Ronald Acuna.
Trained well. Trained him well.
I can't see if you're giving poking him in the back as he's giving these answers or not.
Remember, 2 pokes, you say Acuna. Yeah, I don't know. Storylines, you're not excited about the Mets? I saw, who was it? Somebody posted in our group chat. Who's your center fielder?
Brandon Nimmo.
Yeah, he said you guys are underdogs this year. And that I had to clap back. You can't be underdogs.
Yeah, you can.
Phillies.
You'll be counted out even if you're paying people a lot of money.
Yeah.
The Trumpets are back this year.
Are they? Oh, he's back. Diaz
He's back. Yeah,
Ready to go.
that the Trumpets might need to stay away, but he's back.
That was a bad omen, I guess, entering was it last season? Right before?
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, lost him before the season even started.
That was just not a good omen there. Any other story?
Josh Hader to the Astros. That's another.
That's not good because they have Ryan Presley. I mean, that back end of the bullpen right there. They re-signed Altuve too.
Yeah, he's going to finish his career as an Astro. That's going to be, as much as people hate it, that he's putting together a pretty substantial career.
He's probably a Hall of Famer. Has to be those playoff stats.
I mean, Astros are as close to a dynasty. All seen.
I think so. I mean, even though they cheated, you have to always throw that asterisk. But to be constantly good,
unbelievable.
Were you rooting for the Chiefs?
Hey, wrong podcast. Tune in for our NFL one later.
No, we were not.
Who were you rooting?
Who'd you root for? Chiefs or the Niners? Niners. That's
Me
fine.
too.
All Niners here. We're all losers.
Yeah.
That's fan. I always pick the wrong team. It's.
I felt that way in the NFL this year. I was like, every team I'm rooting for is losing. I was going to say something. What was I going to say?
Altuve asked.
About
Astros.
football?
No, never about football. Astros. All right, Astros. We you're right. Dynasty. Even they lost World Series. Like they were always there. So they lost to the Nationals in the World Series. They lost to the Braves in the World Series. They beat the Phillies in the World Series. I just had to say that they beat the Phillies. The Phillies were World Series participants. So they're just constantly winning. They're always in that ALCS, and then most of the time figure out a way to get to the World Series. So yeah, dynasty, I think. If you call the Giants a dynasty too, when they took like years off.
Yeah, because even the years if they didn't win the division, they were still making a run in the playoffs.
Yeah.
How about Chris Sale? How do you feel about that move?
I mean, everyone, he's hurt all the time, so you kind of have to be nervous, but
Low risk, high reward? No?
yeah, they're technically not paying him much. This year, I think Boston's paying him. The Braves, I think, pay him like $1 million for this year. So he's not a cap hit. That was part of the trade. But he ended last year, like his last 10 starts, really good. So as a Braves fan, you're like, I hope he stays healthy and that trajectory continues, but you never know.
Yeah, and I was surprised that it was Vaughn Grissom in the deal, but the Braves have a lot of young guys. They can't keep them all, I guess.
There's no room for Vaughn. They were talking about like putting him in left field, but I think they're all in on Kelenic now, letting him just have it. And then they couldn't put him at second base, shortstop. Arcia kind of showed up this year. So it was a good trade if Sale can really just put in 20 starts, stay healthy, and pitch in the playoffs. That's all. Just be someone in the rotation.
Be available, yeah.
It's interesting. I never thought it. I mean, it's an old Chris Sale, so we'll see if he was fun to watch, and he's kind of a psycho. So we'll see. Cutting jerseys.
Yep. That's an understatement.
Yeah,
he is. Go. Yeah,
he is a psycho.
Let's hope they have new City Connect jerseys or anything this year.
Yeah. Let's see what he'll do in the Braves clubhouse. All right, you want recap from last year?
Yeah, let's see who won the regular season, who won the postseason for our fantasy.
Harrison. League standings. Oh, how do I go back a year here? Struggle. Should have been prepared.
Should be under league history tab. Let me see if I can get.
Created by Keith Lambert, 2016. There's a lot more here. 2023 flashback is here. I feel like top moments of the season. All right, they're really helping us out here. All right, here we go. Year by year. Oh, this is good. Last year, it's breakdown. It's designed for me here, but Mojo Dojo Casa. So Paul won, beat me in the championship. I like big bets. Took down Patrick. Kyle Turner got third, got his money back. Never paid, got his money back. Thanks for participating, Kyle. Good for Patrick. He was wasn't Patrick kind of leading all year? He was like having a good year, and then
yeah. Which also didn't Patrick draft all relief pitchers?
Oh yeah, he had a rough auto draft.
So he turned it around after.
That's right. Yeah, he missed the draft, the end of it, and he just kept getting relievers.
Yeah.
Good for him. Yeah, that's good.
How important the draft is.
True. So he, that's good. Good for Pat. I don't know if he ever made the playoffs before, so that's good. Keith made the playoffs, but lost, I think, in the first round. That was the first time Keith's made the playoffs. And then Tom snuck in. I don't know if you want to talk about that one, but you were really close to Tom, right? Wasn't that like?
But I had my second half of the season was abysmal. So like I was lucky to have a shot to get in towards the end there, but I was just too far behind.
Yeah, this is weird standings here, but I think, most wins, superlatives, most wins. Patrick with 151. A lot that did you. Testa walking wounded. He had a bad year. I talked to him on the phone. He's excited, but his team was all in the IL. He had one of those years. Adam said he might not keep anybody. That means Jordan's going to be out there. He said I kept Jordan and somebody else, and I still floundered around, so it doesn't make sense to keep him. And I'm like, okay, that'll be great. Scott's Tots, he kind of had a down year. He's always a little scary. He didn't make the playoffs for probably the first time he's been in the league.
Yeah, Scott's had a pretty good year every year besides last year.
Testa kind of has had a rough go of it. Let's hope he can get in the playoffs. Kyle's been good. Paul's really good. Paul's always around. We got to kind of. Well, that's what happened. Paul, me, and Patrick tied for first place regular season, and we paid out like $33 each. I remember I'm looking at the same winning percentage. That's how it triggered.
Yeah, I just love that no matter what, our seasons come down to the last day of the season every single year for something.
I thought you were going to go a different direction, but yes, that is awesome for our competitive nature. It shows how competitive. It's great. I think even in like you and Tom battling for that last couple of places there for the last season, up to the last season, I thought you were going to go the direction of we always end somehow in a tie.
Controversy as well.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye. It's just me and the kids. Sorry. Christina's in New York City. Emery's back from her friends. I'm on the phone, all right? You playing with Harrison? You have fun? Left me hanging. Did everyone catch that? No high five.
Tough.
Yeah, there's always a controversy. So that one year, was it Testa and Paul tied? And I had to make a weird decision. And then last year, the three-way tie for first place, of course. And I kept thinking, that's always what my reaction is. Like, even I would rather just lose it. But of course, it's some tie. Something I have to make a decision and get chewed out by half the league.
I know. We have so many rules, but never enough rules.
Somehow. Yeah. Speaking of rules, good segue. Let's get into the spreadsheet before, I don't know when this clock will stop, but let's see. I had it open. So I do know right off the bat, pun, even though Tom went in and picked up Garrett Cole when I dropped him in the championship, Garrett Cole and Juan Soto will now be available in the draft. They've been kept 3 years and now will be forced to go into the pool. So that's good. That's our third one that's ever happened to Mookie Betts last year. And now we'll have Soto and Cole. Do you think Cole, like I'm just thinking, now I can't draft Cole and Paul can't draft Soto. And then I wonder now, would you say you drafted Cole? I'm just trying to foresee in the future. Do you think he would be another, like, would you keep him 3 years in a row again? Is he that type of pitcher? Does he have that?
I think if you have a shot at him now, take it.
Yeah.
I don't worry about him 3 years from now.
We're at Pete Cole, right? Pete.
I think there's very few sure thing pitchers, and he's been as close to it as anybody the last few seasons. So
I've relied heavily on him. Like that's going to be something I got to.
That can stay on the mound for an entire season. That's like a win right there. Just to get those counting stats for the entire season is huge.
Yeah, stay healthy. Get the just be out there.
I
I love Max Fried and guys like that, but when you only have him for a couple months a season, it's like you feel like you're wasting a draft pick.
It's true. Like when I picked Robbie Ray and then he got Tommy John immediately. That was fun.
Yeah, it's tough.
So yeah, Cole is out there. That's a big pick. That's something I got to replace. I got to find a pitcher that's. How am I going to find someone like him? Really?
Got to go Moneyball. Got to find guys to replace those stats.
Right. Yeah. Go real deep dive. So just to kind of talk about who is going to come up. Ronald Acuna Jr. Not right here. Patrick has kept him twice. I'm assuming he'll keep him again this year. So that will trigger the third year of Acuna. So next draft in 25, Acuna will be out there. Shohei Ohtani, if kept by Paul, will also be falling in that. And then Vlad Guerrero Jr. So Paul's kept his guys. I don't know if he's going to keep Vlad Guerrero Jr. though. So that might be someone that's available. Jose Ramirez by Scott. If he keeps him again, that's a third. That'll be he'll trigger it. Trey Turner for Tom. If he keeps Trey Turner, that's the third year. Bryce Harper for Lute. If he keeps him, that's the third. A lot of people didn't keep anybody. It's funny looking at this spreadsheet. I'll send this out too, but once we keep people, I guess. That's it though. Oh, Freddie Freeman for me. If I keep Freddie, which I might, that would be the third year.
Yeah, that's I think like a product of the way we do the keepers. That when it's a top 3 pick, a top 3 round pick, it makes it a lot harder to pull the trigger on keeping a guy.
Yeah. So maybe I'll send this out before that so people can make their decision. They can see it. I seen it. All right, we're in our 10-minute window here. I don't know if you get that little notification.
And give me one.
Anything you want to talk about? Well, I'll have the kids kind of do the draft order again. It's kind of become a McAllister family travel tradition. And everyone just ends up hating the kids. So funny. I was gonna have it set up where they could pick who do you want to be the first pick. They say it, and then hopefully it works out on the video, and then it's a conspiracy. But I won't even get there.
Oh, all of these grown men's self-esteem can't handle that. Don't do that to us.
So we have that'll come out soon. I'll probably do that soon with the draft order, and then we'll have the keeper lock a week before the draft, which the draft right now is scheduled for Sunday, March 24th at 8:15. That can change. It's just that seemed to work out close to the season for everyone.
I like that. Date.
Anything you want to talk about fantasy wise? Things we're looking forward to? I think the stats worked out last year. We're not changing anything.
No, I think we're in a good place with the league. I think baseball is in a good spot with the new rules last year. Definitely gave some new eyeballs to the game, but they just need to keep that momentum going now.
You know what's interesting from a fantasy perspective? Pitching ERAs were up last year, I feel. Yeah. So we knew that going in. I remember talking about it we were talking about it in the draft room. How do we pick? All these ERAs are going to be inflated because of the new rules, pitch clock, and the ability of the runners to steal, after throwing over. And we saw, on the extreme side with Acuna, 70 stolen bases, but everyone that could steal actually went up. And I wonder if that's something we'll be looking for. Even someone sneaky like Whit Merrifield just signed with the Phillies, and I looked at his stats from last year. The dude was an all-star with 20 stolen bases.
That's the thing. The percentages were way up too. Guys were stealing. They were attempting more, and their percentages they weren't getting thrown out much.
No, you're right. Yeah.
I think still the quality start is the most unattainable stat. So if you have a guy that's why Garrett Cole is an anchor for your team, because if he can pitch twice in a week, you're almost guaranteed 2 quality starts. You can't say that about many pitchers.
No. And I'm usually, I guess I would go for that. Having him, I try and build that pitching staff where you can trust the quality start. And you're right, though. Things are changing. Now you have these bullpens that you have guys that, that's our 5th inning bullpen guy. What? How's that even
That's our second opener. Yeah.
So your starting pitching, that pool of quality start pitchers has shrunk and continues to shrink. So we may have to change our
with relievers now too, and letting guys go 2-3 innings in relief more regularly. So that'll be interesting, I think, for our holds, save plus holds.
I do like that stat too with the hold. I like that we put that in there. I know it was kind of people didn't love it, but
I like it. It makes the league. It's just the player pool is deeper when you have a stat like that, because there's just more guys getting holds than saves.
More competitive for us to be able to. We got a pterodactyl behind. So yeah, I think fantasy wise we're all set. It's exciting. It's always an exciting time. Nope. He's got operation going. Anything to make noise, he's going to do it right now.
I can't hear him at all, so you're fine.
Oh, good. All right. Just me. I can hear it. What are you watching? What are you listening to? Let's end on that.
Uh, what the I did. I'm reading Mike Scher's book, How to Be Perfect. It's about philosophy. The guy that wrote The Good Place.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's uses those theories from The Good Place and writes a book about philosophy. It's hilarious.
Okay.
So they do like the trolley problem,
What's it called?
How to Be Perfect.
Are you perfect? You feeling it?
Yeah. That's the problem is even no matter how hard you try to be a good person, you're going to stumble. So for
Yeah,
instance, you help a lady across the street and then you realize she has a Nazi pin under her lapel, something like that.
just to throw it out there, that may have happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're reading that. I've had trouble actually reading. I've been audiobooks. And what I just read. What are you watching? Well, I'm gonna look this up. What I read.
Recently rewatched Oppenheimer, getting in my Oscar mode, catching up on my Oscar movies. So Oppenheimer, need to watch Iron Claw.
With Zac
Here.
Efron, right?
Huh?
Zac Efron.
Yeah. Wrestling. It's been described as a Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, but for men.
I'm
Or little
intrigued.
one of those. Yeah.
Oh, I read a spy thriller. Nothing to write home about. I've kind of gotten into Stephen King. I did read Galveston, which was written by Nick Pizzolatto before he got famous for True Detective.
Okay.
So he's the writer for True Detective. Galveston was fine. It's just like a darker shoot 'em up type Texas story, but it had that aura of True Detective.
Spooky. Is
Eerie.
it
Yeah.
ghost? Yeah.
Have you watched the new one?
I haven't.
I'm intrigued. That and Fargo, I need to get back into. I randomly came across they're still making Fargo shows, and I like the first two seasons. So
Yeah, I don't think anyone that I've watched has been good. There's just too many things to watch.
too many. It's crazy. Someone will like my boss like suggests here, go watch this. I forget by the time I get home, which is probably on me.
That's why I catch up on movies, because you can catch up on a movie in 2 hours. It doesn't take 12 hours. And
Is
then another.
Oppenheimer worth it?
It's great. It's a
Yeah,
great movie.
I haven't
And
watched.
it gives every actor gets enough time to cook a little bit. So
Killers of the Flower Moon. Did you watch that?
yeah, I like that. I liked Oppenheimer more, but that was good too.
That was
But
like 3+ hours.
that one felt long. Oppenheimer didn't feel long.
Okay. Did you listen to New Blink? Have you pumped that? Don't touch the wall.
A little bit. I haven't really
Oh.
done like a dive. It's good. Like
I like it. They're touring now in Australia.
crikey.
I keep getting on Spotify. They're like, "You want to go to the show in Raleigh?" I'm like, "No, it's like $300 a ticket to see 50-year-old Blink-182." No,
They get the response when you hit no. It goes right to them.
Tom feels it.
Gonna have aliens abducting you.
That guy. I think I did some deep dives into. Lately, I went to Alkaline Trio, and I'm liking them a lot more. They just came out with a new album. Foster the People. I never gave them the shot when they were famous. Pumped Up Kicks.
Yeah.
But Sit Next to Me. I've been listening to their albums, and I'm like, why did I not do this earlier? They're fun. They're a fun band. And then Vampire Weekend, Tom just sent that yesterday, right? Did they come out with an album or just a single?
I think it's coming out. Yeah. April,
Okay.
the full album out, I think. I don't know. That's on Apple Music, so I'm always behind Spotify usually.
Oh, okay. Good. No, I don't know. All right. Well, we got 1 minute and 3 seconds. So last call. Excited. I'll send out a video. You'll see. I'll send this out to kind of hope maybe we'll get 2 views. I'm going to call it One Soda.
Yeah. Come home, Pete Alonso. We love you.
We've got 1 more year.
Yeah.
They'll extend them. They got the new guy, Stearns or whatever.
They bet.
All right. Good seeing you. Good talking to you.
You too. Let's
I
go, Bull.
will. Sorry, I keep hearing my kids. I'm gonna stop
Let's-
recording.
Season. Win it.